Hello everyone, welcome to the Theimpactplay. I'm your show host and team leader, Mohammed, otherwise known as It's Yagu, and we are your one-stop news shop for the latest and greatest across gaming, tech, entertainment, sports, music, and now esports. Plus, we're also amplifying voices from those respective fields and having the research told here on Theimpactplay. You could join us live over at twitch.tv/Theimpactplay or even youtube.com/Theimpactplay, where we are simultaneously casting to both platforms. But nonetheless, no matter however you consume your content, wherever you consume it, we are there. Your support keeps the lights running and keeps the content coming. You can support us over at anchor.fm/Theimpactplay, where tier 2 supporters and above have access to exclusive content, including the post show, getting the show ad free, and so much more. Or you can even support us free by using our Epic credit code at Theimpactplay. We are Epic partners of every purchase you make within the App Store, whether it be Rocket League, Fortnite, Fall Guys, and more. No matter what you play or how you play, even if it's a free-to-play title, when we use that credit code, we do get a little bit of a kickback that helps support us in a brand new way and no extra cost to you. And this episode of the Theimpactplay is sponsored by Audible. However, me and the team will tell you about that later. But nonetheless, this is episode 264, the last and final episode of 2022 of the year. And on the agenda, we have the Games for Change Festival celebrating 20 years, the latest updates regarding Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition, High on Life is Xbox's biggest title of the year, the Fortnite settlement, Twitter's confusing roadmap, the USPS is going all electric, Riverdale's new arrivals, a Terminator reboot inbound, Velma has a release date, a sneak peek of upcoming titles coming to Disney Plus, the winners of the 2022 World Cup, the Blast Premier World Finals, New York wins the CDL Majors, the Overwatch World Cup returns, the Ultra Music Festival is coming once again to the Middle East, plus the top stories of the week. So, welcome to our very first segment of the show, where we discuss what I've been playing, what I'm enjoying, essentially, what we have been up to. Alrighty, folks, so I guess let's get into what I've been playing, what I've been up to in this first segment. But nonetheless, I've been playing Brawlhalla and Brawlhalla Days as well, and also I also posted a clip over on my own personal social media pages, so Instagram, YouTube, and even on my TikTok as well. So it's Yagu, ITSYGOOH, and essentially, I did play a couple matches, and after losing the first couple, I was finally able to turn things around and win my first match, which is a snowball fight. But nonetheless, we also have limited time skins and emotes and what have you, as the usual for an event. But nonetheless, I did have a blast with it. I always have a blast with Brawlhalla, but I have a little bit of complaint about the PlayStation's recording functionality, because as you guys know, I play my fighting games on my PlayStation, so of course Brawlhalla is not really a fighter, it's more of a brawler, but I am still playing that primarily on my PlayStation. But nonetheless, the recording, the sharing functionality literally is horrible. So what did I end up doing, since I have everything connected to my PC, I ended up recording it in OBS directly, because otherwise I tried giving it a couple tries to record or share it or what have you, but it's not recording the way I was trying to record it. I even ended up expanding the time limit to even 2 minutes, which is a lot less than I was trying to record. So, but nonetheless, it didn't work out, so I'm like, screw OBS it is. I'm like, well, PlayStation is so horrible. It's not user first, and I know that firsthand as well. But nonetheless, Brawlhalla, I also did watch Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which we're going to get into housekeeping as well. That's about it. There's nothing really new. Yeah, I guess we'll get into the news, folks, and we're gonna start with your housekeeping. You could sign up for your free 30-day trial and immediately get access to 1 credit. And when you have Amazon Prime, you get access to 2 credits, and it's good for any premium title. Simply go to audibletrial.com/Theimpactplay. Once again, the URL is audibletrial.com/Theimpactplay. Thank you to Audible. Thank you to Audible for sponsoring this episode of Theimpactplay. Alright, folks, and the first one up, we wish you all a happy holiday from all of us here at Theimpactplay. Nonetheless, this is the last and final episode of the year. And of course, we are taking, this will be the last and final episode of the year. And we are taking the entirety week off until next, we'll see you again next week in January. And let me just, actually, I don't have the January calendar up there. Give me a second. Let me just look this up real quick. Actually, one minute looking up on my phone. Hold on. I have my computer right here. Outlook, calendar. All right. We're going to be taking, of course, the holidays off, which is the first time that we've done this. And we will return January 7th. So I hope you guys have an amazing holiday season. Have a happy new year. And I guess let's get into the rest of the housekeeping for you folks. What we have in housekeeping. All right. So of course we are doing a fundraiser for the amazing, our local Children's Hospital, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, which is made possible by Extra Life, which is a program of Children's Medical Network hospitals. And you can make a difference in a child's life as little as $1. So you can make it either anonymously, or you could put your gamer tag or something respectful for us to read live on the show. So you could also make this on or offline as well. And if you do make it offline, we will read your donation on our next episode. But nonetheless, we went ahead and made a donation as well to incite and inspire you guys to make a donation as well. Alrighty, so that's about it. We've been uploading gaming trailers, first looks into movies, TV shows, and what have you. All of the content is available and more on our YouTube channels, youtube.com/Theimpactplay. Also, we have review cast up for Sonic the Hedgehog, the movies 1 and 2. That is all together in the same review cast. And also we have Encanto, Street Fighter 6, the closed beta as well, and also Sonic Prime, the first season, and more. Alrighty, so that's it for housekeeping. I guess we'll get into the news, folks. So I'm going to start with your gaming play. Alrighty, folks, and the first one up, we have the Games for Change Festival is celebrating 20 years of making an impact in the gaming community. So it is returning July 18th through the 20th next year at the Times Center in New York City. So you can listen to perspectives on the current state of the industry, or perspectives on what we learned from past failures and wins, and predictions for the global future of games and mixed reality in education, health and wellness, civic engagement, environmental sustainability, and much, much more. And of course, we'll get the deets and more here on Theimpactplay. So next up, we have an update for you on the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard, and we have an update for you coming over from GameTree.biz. So Microsoft filed a response to the U.S. Federal Trade Commission's antitrust complaint over its proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard, as originally reported by CNBC. The 37 response covers numerous arguments Microsoft has already made in public or to other regulators, stating a lack of incentive to make Call of Duty exclusive, a desire to grow its minimal footprint in the mobile gaming space, and painting Sony's protestations as those of a dominant market leader looking to hinder disruptive innovations that could benefit consumers. "Quote unquote, Sony may prefer to protect the revenues it gets from more expensive individual game sales, but the antitrust laws do not serve to insulate the dominant market player and its favored business module from competition," Microsoft said. However, it also took the issue with the FCC itself. "Quote unquote, these proceedings are invalid because the structure of the Commission as an independent agency that wields significant executive power and the associated constraints on removal of the commissioners and other commission officials violates Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution and the separate of powers." Microsoft has said it also took exception to the FCC's practice of having its complaints initially heard by administration law judges that are appointed by the FCC rather than a judge from the federal circuit and district court system. The structure of these administrative proceedings, in which the Commission both initiates and finally how do you say that word? Adjudicates the complaint against Microsoft, violates Microsoft's Fifth Amendment due process right to adjudication before a neutral arbiter, it said. Behind its arguments, Microsoft also acknowledged in response that it intends to make these future ZeniMax titles and exclusive to Xbox and PCs. While the names of these games were redacted, Microsoft said all three are designed to be played primarily alone or in small groups. In contrast, at the Call of Duty saying the Activision shooter was more analogous to ZeniMax games, it has continued to support on multiple platforms like Fallout 76 or even Elder Scrolls Online, because these games are designed to be played together by broad communities of gamers on different platforms. So I guess we'll go ahead and put... Let me adjust the brightness real quick. Give me a second before I give you my response to this, my hot takes. Yeah, I gotta adjust it. Settings, brightness, let's lower it down. Yeah, I guess that's good. Hold on, let me auto it for a second. Default, no. All right, perfect. Apply. Camera control. Oh, I found it. That's exactly what I wanted. Exposure. Okay. I knew it was something like that. Okay, found it. So this, I think it's -2 that I left it at. Okay. Can't do it that way. More is good. And now let's see. Yeah, I guess that's good. Oh. Fly. All right. Okay. I guess let's get back into the news, folks. So, in regards to this complaint from the FCC, if it's thinking that this acquisition is anti-competitive, should take a further look in the mirror, and that mirror being Sony and PlayStation, since they are known for having exclusives for years, and not just that. Also, paying developers to keep games off of Xbox. So how is this anti-competitive, but yet that isn't anti-competitive? The FTC hasn't done nothing to take a look into PlayStation's practices, right? about being anti-competitive, but yet this acquisition is anti-competitive. How does that make any sense? And I love how it's relying Call of Duty's a third party, but yet Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon, all of that's first party, but yet they don't look at those games. They're not comparing it to these acquisition of Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. So nonetheless, I'm gonna say this is gonna be inevitable, whether they try their best to try to fight it or be as loud as possible. So, but yeah, nonetheless, it's inevitable that Microsoft's gonna acquire them. Everything's gonna go through and what have you. But nonetheless, we'll get into some more Xbox news. High on Life is Xbox's Game Pass's biggest launch of 2022, and Microsoft confirms this. And this one's coming over from GameSpot. So Splash Games' wild and wacky shooter High on Life is tearing it up on the Xbox Game Pass. Benji Sales on Twitter found a list that showed the new game from Rick and Morty's Justin Roiland as the #1 most popular Xbox Game Pass title earlier this week. The game's own Twitter accounts reshared the tweet, and Microsoft subsequently confirmed that High on Life is Xbox's Game Pass biggest release of the year, and the biggest third-party launch of all time on Game Pass. And it's also the biggest single-player game launch on Game Pass in history. So yeah, that's a surprise. It's actually that popular. And now we have a Fortnite settlement update for you folks coming over from GameSpot as well. Epic Games and the FCC recently announced a deal in which the game developer will pay $245 million to settle claims about in-game purchases. The FCC will use the settlement money for refunds for certain affected players. But are you eligible? The FCC has published a quote-unquote handy FAQ to help you find if you're eligible to get some money back. So apparently, who was eligible are parents whose children made an unauthorized credit card purchase on the Epic Games Store between January 2017 and November of 2018. Fortnite players who were charged in-game currency, V-Bucks, for unwanted in-game items such as cosmetics, Yamas, or battle passes between January 2017 and September 2022. And Fortnite players whose accounts were locked between January 2017 and September 2022 after disputing unauthorized charges with their credit card companies. So if you guys are eligible, I'm gonna share the link for you guys in chat to check if you're eligible. But we talked about this last week on the last episode of the show. Well, the last regular episode of the show, where I thought this wasn't gonna go through, it was gonna be dropped, but essentially it ended up going through, which I'm sure that the people behind the FTC should be looked into. Because apparently, they're not looking at anti-competition. They're looking at filling up their wallets. Essentially what it's looking to. But nonetheless, my position remains unchanged in this matter, saying that this shouldn't have even gone through, should have been dropped from the get-go. Because it's like, if your kid gets a hold of your credit card, it's your position as parents to quote-unquote parent your kids, to watch your kids watch your credit cards and what have you. Why should it be their responsibility if it's yours? And then again, credit card companies, even banks, give you the opportunity to dispute charges that were unauthorized if it wasn't you. But then again, Fortnite players who were charged in-game currency or unwanted in-game items. How is anything unwanted if you went ahead and purchased it? This goes with anything. If you went and purchased a sneaker, if the company does want to give you a refund, that's on you, because you went ahead and purchased it. Why should that fall on the company that you were charged for buying what you want essentially? How like for unwanted in-game items? It's so funny. If you don't want to buy a cosmetic, don't buy it. Why would you buy it? Why would you buy V-Bucks if you don't want it? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm not gonna go into this further. We're just gonna move on to the next story. So, you can now move your Ubisoft games you bought on Stadia to Ubisoft Connect for free, coming from GameSpot as well. So, if you own a Ubisoft game on Stadia, you'll receive Ubisoft Connect copies of them at no additional cost. This will happen automatically if you have linked your Ubisoft account to your Stadia account. And it is important to note that in-game currency will not transfer to Ubisoft Connect, but any items you purchase will, if the game in question has cross progression. And of course, there's a FAQ from Ubisoft for more details, and we'll link that for you in chat now as well. Alrighty, so moving on. So next we have Road to VR's 2022 Game of the Year Awards coming from Road to VR. So let's see, Virtual Reality, it's their 6th annual Game of the Year Awards, and this year has probably been the most difficult yet. As more studios and players become involved in VR, it's inevitable, creating a level of expertise and vibrancy in the medium we've never seen before. To boot, we've felt it's time to highlight a new era outside our usual set of platform-specific awards and developer accolades ongoing development. It's a love letter to the studio who keep on giving well past the games that it might have otherwise made sense to move on to another project. But without further ado, here are the awards. So the 2022 PSVR Game of the Year went to The Last Clock winner by Pontoko. The PlayStation VR Game of the Year went to Polyarch. I'm sorry, Polyarch's Moss Book 2. Let's see, we have the MetaQuest Game of the Year went to Red Matter 2. The Design Awards, the Excellence and Immersion went to Bone Lab by Stress Level 0. I guess we're not going to read the developers. Excellence and Locomotion, the Design Award went to Knock. Ready. The Excellence and VR Adoptions Design Award went to Cities VR. Road to VR's Excellence and User Interface Design Award went to Cosmonius High. The Excellence and Indie Development Design Award went to Virtuoso. The Excellence and Ongoing Development Design Award went to Pistol Whip. And that's it for the awards. And now we're gonna get into Seafood's finally coming to Xbox and Steam in March of 2023, coming over from GameSpot.com. And plus a new arenas mode that will also be included, where players can earn rewards as they take down more and more enemies. Alright, but that's about it. Finally, it's coming to the rest of these platforms. I was waiting for that. Alright, and we have River City Girls 2 coming over from comicbook.com. So, River City Girls is available now on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Series X, S, and PC. And apparently we are getting a third game as well. Let's see. But yeah, I played what did I play? Was it the first one or the second one on the Switch? Let me see. I'll tell you right now. Yeah, it was the first one. And I did not enjoy it. It was the way, and I even put it on normal, and it still seems so, it's like super difficult. Like, it was like just enemies popping out of nowhere, and yeah. So it wasn't really my cup of tea. But yeah, so yeah, that's about it. We have Crash Bandicoot. The mobile game is shutting down after less than 2 years, coming over from Eurogamer. Crash Bandicoot's on the run. The game servers will be taken down February 16th of next year. And then as of now, all in-app purchases are turned off. Alright, so thank you, Eurogamer, for that. It looks like we're done with gaming now. We're gonna move on to tech. Alrighty, folks, and of course we have Twitter up and running. So Twitter's confusing roadmap, what do I mean by that? I mean by Twitter, they don't know which way they're going, and they pretty much don't know how to function when Elon Musk took over as president and CEO of the company when he bought them out. So essentially, I'll get into the gist of it. I don't even need to read this article coming over from IGN. I already know. I'm pretty much all caught up with it. Essentially, Twitter originally put up a updated terms of service where if you forward any links to any site outside of Twitter, your account could get banned. Of course, they reverted that policy in no time at all. Of course, and apparently he's saying that that he'll step down as CEO, but not anytime soon. So it's like we don't know which way Twitter is gonna go ever since Elon Musk took over, and we have no idea. But yet everybody, the funny thing is, what's the app called? I think I deleted it. Let me see. Hive. Everybody flocked to Hive, and then there was another platform. I forgot what it was called. It was Mustave, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it was hilarious. People were flying to alternate alternatives, and what happened to one of them, which being Hive, it was shut down for a couple of days, and apparently it's back up and running. I'm like, why would I join a site and then it just shuts down? So I'm like, you know what? That's what I did. I didn't leave Twitter. I was joining this another alternative to see where it went, and next thing you know, I can't access the site. I can't access the app. I can't post anything. Can't do anything. I'm like, so I just pretty much quit it. I'm like, what's the point of this? There's really no purpose of it. So I'm like, come on, what the heck? But yeah, nonetheless, that's it for you on the Twitter updates. We have some tech updates for you now. We have an update for you on Road to VR. The first one being Adobe's VR modeling tool, Substance 3D Modeler, is now available on Steam, bringing with its support for Valve's Index headsets and possible others. And next, we have the USPS expected to buy electric delivery vehicles starting in 2026. And they will deploy at least 66,000 by the end of 2028. And this came from Engadget. And lastly, we have Cruise's driverless robo-taxis are accepting passengers in Phoenix and Austin, Texas. And we are entering the golden years of AV expansion. So thank you, The Verge, for that. So I guess that's it for tech. Now we'll move on to entertainment. Alrighty, and the first one is an exclusive coming over from Deadline. The CW has expanded the cast of Riverdale for the upcoming 7th and final season. Nicholas Barras Baras, that plays Handes Town, and Carl Walcott, who plays Le Chalet, have been tapped for major recurring roles on the Archie comic series, developed and executive produced by Robert Aqueri Sacasa. Barrage will play Julio. Wait, what? Oh, okay, those are from the shows that they were from. Okay, I was gonna say, what the heck? Okay, so Barrage will play Julian Blossom, your classic high school red headed bully. And let's see. So so that's about it. So does it say when I'm returning season 7 or no? No, it doesn't say. Alrighty, so moving on. So we have an update for you on Avatar: The Way of Water, the box office update. So, of course, this was coming from Deadline as well. So it has been Minions: The Rise of Gru for the second best Monday of the year with 16.2 million. Rise of Gru had 16, and let's see. And for they total to 150.1 million. All right. Nextly, we have James Cameroon says that we may be getting a Terminator reboot, and it's currently in discussion coming from IGN. During an appearance on the Smart Less podcast, Cameron discussed all things invented reality and artificial intelligence, which quickly got him on the topic of Terminator. He admitted that he had been toying with the idea of relaunching the franchise, but nothing has been decided yet, even though he already knows the direction he would take it. So that's all we have for you folks. So it looks like we're getting a reboot finally. And we have a date on Velma, the Scooby-Doo origin story. Let's see, coming from IGN. It will be coming January 12th next year on HBO Max. It is apparently a mature series for Velma leading the role. The voice cast includes Glenn Howerton, Constant Wu, and Sam Richardson. All right, and not lastly, but this news was coming from IGN. According to Charlie Cox, a lot is running on his return to the Daredevil Born Again reboot, which is set to hit Disney Plus in 2024. Will fully introduce Matt Murdock to the MCU after a few small appearances in Spider-Man: No Way Home and She-Hulk. The upcoming 18-episode series requires a lot from Cox, keeping him extremely busy. In a new interview with NME, the star explained how the future of his role and character is largely unknown to him at this point. So hopefully it'll actually be a lot better than its original debut on Netflix. And nextly, we have a couple sneak peeks for you. All right, and I'm gonna show this for you folks in momentarily. For all of you audio only listeners, you're definitely missing out if you aren't coming back to check out the VOD later on YouTube or even on your favorite. I'm sorry, not favorite. Spotify already has a video on demand services. So let's see. All right, where are you? Window of opportunity. Oh, there you are. All right, we are a go. So here's your sneak peek of Osaka coming to Disney Plus. Of course, coming from yours truly, Theimpactplay. And nextly, we have season 2 of Loki as well, coming from yours truly. Of course, you could tell it's us from the verified blue check mark on our profile on Twitter. All right, here's the rest of them. And last but not least, we have a sneak peek of Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion as well. That's it. The final three. So that's all we have for you folks on those sneak previews. So you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well. Alrighty. So it looks like that's it for entertainment. Now we'll move on to sports. Alrighty, folks. And first I know we have the FIFA World Cup. So it's like I kind of hinted, or should I say, predicted that Argentina. Well, my first prediction ended up changing on the last episode of the show. So initially, I assumed France would win, and then as I thought about it more, I assumed I said Argentina would win, but it would be a tie, and then Argentina would win by way of penalties, and it ended up happening. So the score was tied 3-3, and then the penalty shootouts. Of course, Argentina won, got 4, and France got 2. So of course, Argentina ended up winning the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup Qatar of 2022. So they can Google for that. And next we have a couple of updates for you folks. So the New York Jets wide receiver coach Miles Austin is being suspended for at least 1 year, a source told ESPN, for violating the NFL's gambling policy. The NFL issued a statement Friday confirming that Austin has been suspended and is appealing. The league will have no further comment until that the appeal has been resolved. NFL statements. So nextly we have Franco Harris, the Hall of Fame running back whose Heads Up Thinking authored the Immaculate Reception, considered the most iconic play in NFL history, has died at the age of 72. So his son, Doc, told the Associated Press that his father had died overnight. No cause of death was given, so may he rest in peace. Thank you, ESPN, for that one. So, in a stunning turn of events, free agent Carlos Correa is headed to the New York Mets and not the San Francisco Giants. The 20-year-old shortstop agreed to terms on a 12-year, $350 million deal with New York a week after coming to terms with the Giants on a historic 13-year, $350 million contract. So why did he went for less time but yet less money instead of just playing 1 year and getting more money? So essentially, let's get into this, folks. So the Giants' contract with the star shortstop fell apart after the team expressed concerns during the physical examination, prompting Carrera to reopen his free agency and sign in the middle of the night with the Mets. So essentially, his physical wasn't up to par, and of course, he went with a lesser offer. And now we have billionaire mortgage lender Matt Ishbia has agreed to purchase a majority stake of the Phoenix Suns in the WNBA's Mercury for a record price of $4 billion. Ishbia and the current owner Robert Server announced on Tuesday the deal will end Server's tumultuous tenure. Alrighty, thank you, ESPN, for that. And now we have free agents reliever Craig Kimbrell and the Philadelphia Phillies are in agreement on a 1-year, $10 million contract, sources confirmed to ESPN. And lastly, we have the Toronto Blue Jays have agreed to acquire outfield and catcher Dalton Varsho from the Arizona Diamondbacks in exchange for young catcher Gabriel Moreno and outfielder Lourdes Gurriel Jr. The team announced the two sides are essentially trading from respective strengths. Thank you, CBS Sports, for that one as well. So I guess we're done with sports, folks. Now we'll move on to your new segment, esports, after this. Alrighty, folks, so the first one up, we have the biggest esports channels on Twitch of the year, coming over from AFK Gaming. League of Legends and CSGO dominated in terms of viewership, and Twitch streamer Gauls had more total viewership than any single channel run by publishers or tournament organizers. And the most viewed esports match of the year was the League of Legends World Championship Grand Final. Alright. And the CSGO season came to a close with the Blast Premier World Final. The event was held in Abu Dhabi as part of a 3-year agreement between Blast and AD Gaming, an initiative funded by the local government to help create an esports and gaming ecosystem in their region. The tournament featured 8 top teams, including resigning Blast Premier World Champions Navi and the current major winners, Outsiders. But it was G2 Esports who came on top, pocketing 500,000 USD after defeating Team Liquid 2-0 in the final. And nextly, we have New York Sublimers have won the CDL Majors, coming from DO2 Esports as well, over the Seattle Surge in the grand finals. But it appears the franchise might not get to host a major later on in the season. The CDL 2023 Major 4 originally rescheduled from mid-April of 2023 and is set to be hosted by the New York Sublimers. Will reportedly no longer be held in New York City, according to reports from esports.gg. The original plan for Major 4 was to return to King's Theater, the venue for the first major of the year during the previous season. At that major, the Sublimers went on an upper bracket run through Minnesota, Florida, and the LA Thieves that delighted the home crowd before a grand finals defeat at the hands of the Thieves. The primary reason for that move is apparently the size of the King's Theater, which may be too small to host a CDL Challengers Open. So, some good and bad news. And we have some more Call of Duty news for you folks. The Royal Air Force have won the Code Bowl 3, the Call of Duty Endowment Ball, presented by the USAA. So the Royal Air Force won the 3rd annual Call of Duty Endowment, taking down defending champion Space Force Gaming in a comeback fashion. And it marks the first United Kingdom Code Bowl victory. And we have the Overwatch World Cup will be returning. The tournament will be returning next year, coming from Dexerto. All right, and we have a couple of roster updates for you folks. The first one's coming from DOT Esports. XM is officially stepping back from the Rainbow Six Siege as a whole, the organization announced. But the organization is in the midst of preparing for 2023 with potentially a new Rocket League team and its freshly signed Apex Legends roster and 3 new esports teams. Alright, and nextly we have, this one's coming over from Dexerto. Team Liquid has become the latest team to leave Apex Legends Esports, farewelling their team on December 15th. It comes following Cloud9's departure and the wider ALGS exodus, with a lack of support from EA citing as a leading reason. So first it was Cloud9, and now it seems that Team Liquid is following suit. Alright, so next was coming over from AFK Gaming. Virtuous Pro has announced, has been Virtuous Pro has announced that they have recruited former Team Empire Hope carry player Alexander Kurlatov as its newest player. And he will replace Kamil Goma Betimuro following the player's ban from future Valve events. Alright. And nextly we have G2 has confirmed its 2023 LEC roster with new and returning faces. Coming over from DOT Esports. So the League of Legends lineup sees two returning faces from the 2022 squad in the form of top laner Broken Blade and mid laner Caps. The three new players are Juggler Martin, Yike Sutherland, ADC, Steven Hansama Leave, and support Michael Mickey. I don't want to botch this. Mihel, who were all rumored to be signed by G2 at the beginning of the offseason. Alright, and let's see what we got here. So a little more than, this one's coming from DO2 Esports, a little more than 2 years after esports giant Cloud9 signed League of Legends Pro, Christian I Will Dominate Rivera as a streamer and content creator, his tenure has come to an end. The organization confirms his departure on Wednesday, December 22nd. So he's planning to put out a video explaining why. What is his reason for leaving? Let's see if he put one up. No, he didn't. This was 2 days ago. Alrighty. And let's see. Got that. And let's see. Another one coming from DOT Esports. After leaving NRG and entering free agency to further purpose his goal of competing in professional Valorant, former Fortnite superstar Benji Fish has signed on with Enterprise Esports to compete with its roster in the up-and-coming Valorant Challengers League East Surge split beginning in January. So that's it for esports for you folks. Now I'm going to move on to the last and final segment, music. And the first one up is the Ultra Music Festival is returning to host its debut Middle Eastern event in 2023. Coming over from Billboard. Start from March 4th to the 5th in Abu Dhabi. For the first time in its 20-year history, Ultra Music Festival is heading to the Middle East. The global known electronic music fest announced that it will be touching down to the United Arab Emirates capital of Abu Dhabi on March 4th to the 5th. The event will host two stages, a big room-focused main stage and a house-centric resistance stage, with a lineup to be released in the coming months. Why did I read initially that I was going to make its return? That was weird. Oh no, it was because apparently it was canceled. That's why it's making its return. It was canceled in 2020 due to the pandemic. So I was right. So the event will happen in Abu Dhabi's Yas Island, a leisure and tourist destination that also annually hosts the Formula One Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So I'm curious to see how it's gonna debut, how it's gonna differ in the Middle East. I'm curious. So that's Miami. So apparently, the one in Miami is returning on March 24th to 26th with a lineup that includes Swedish House Mafia, Armin van Boran, Carl Cox, Claude Von Stroke, Closey, Eric Prydz, Grimes, and more. And a double appearance by Deadmau 5. Alright, so that's it on that front. Next, we have Tomorrow Together. We have a teaser. So, with the release of Tomorrow Together's forthcoming EP, the name chapter Temptation is drawing closer. The K-pop boy group unleashed one of the many concept teasers to come with from the project, and it's an ominous one. So, it's a short 50-second clip featured an animated drawing of a window decorated with a sheer curtain. So, of course, we're gonna share that, but without the background music. Let me just mute the stop audio. And let's see. Nope. Gotta change this. Alrighty. And make this bigger. Alright. And okay, hold on. We're gonna make this HD. Alright. And play. There's a little teaser for you folks. There, a little bit of a teaser, 15 seconds worth. And the next one coming up is from iHeart. BTS is set to release a new film about the Busan concert. So chronically the highly anticipated performance next year. The BTS yet to come in cinemas is set to hit theaters around the globe on February 1st, 2023. So for all the BTS fans, stay tuned. And we have Pentanucks blew the metaverse away with a stunning Kappa performance exclusively performed in iHeartland and Fortnite and then Roblox on Friday, December earlier today. The festival event comes at the heels of the 5-member pop group debuted their 12-track Holidays Around the Globe album, including Christmas classics and more. And collaborations with Meghan Trainor and the King Singers, and amongst others. And lastly, we have the Billboard's top 5 out of their Hot 100 chart. So Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas is at number 1. Brenda Lee's Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree is at number 2. SZA's Kill Bill is at number 3. Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms is at number 4. And at number 5, we have Burl Ives, A Holly Jolly Christmas. So it looks like that's all we have for you folks. You guys interested in sending us read email? Here's how you can contact us. We want to know your feedback, your thoughts, and any questions you may have for us. You have a couple ways to do so. At the end of every episode, if you guys are listening to us on Spotify, you can send us your feedback that way in response to what are your thoughts on that current episode. Also, the other ways are as follows. You have via email by sending us an email to readmail@theimpactplay.com, via Discord, or even by leaving a voice note over at anchor.fm/theimpactplay, where your feedback will either be played or even read live here on the show. So thank you guys so much for making us a part of your day. If you wish to join a community server over on Discord, be sure to click on the Discord link either on Twitch or on YouTube on our About pages. And guys, we're trying to log subs and we need your help. Share the channel with your friends and family, anyone who will leave benefit from the show, whether you're watching us live on YouTube, on Twitch, or on your favorite podcast platform. Leave us a review and we're just rating on your favorite platform. Thank you guys so much. For all of you Tier 2 supporters, we'll see you on the Tier 2 supporter exclusive post show and the final post show of the year. you guys so much. Have a great one. Have a happy holiday from all of us here, from the entire team here of Theimpactplay. Have a happy new year, and we'll see you all next year.